Welcome back to part 4 of Forging a Medieval Sword. Here is a little sneak peek. Uh, we are going to be finishing the pommel with some engraving. We're going to be doing the handle, leather wrapping the handle, and just getting everything fit up. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here we have the pitch and pitch bowl and our engraving tools we made in the last video. So we're going to go ahead and heat our pitch up with the heat gun and get our pommel set in. It's also important, once you get it set in, you want to heat it back up, the pommel itself, that way it adheres very well. Here we're putting some glue down and we're going to go ahead and adhere our design. I found this design online. You can also draw your own, but if you draw it, I would recommend to print a copy. That way each side is going to be the exact same. So we will position this on here at the exact same location as the other side, and we will measure to make sure everything is matched and fit up as close as possible. Here we are starting our outline process, and I'm just using a flat chisel to do this, and it is one of the main chisels I use. And you can find all these chisel designs if you click the video on how to make these tools. I have a link that shows a whole bunch of different pieces for engraving. It is a very useful tool, but we are just going to do our outline. We got the outline done, and we're just going back around the outline, joining all those individual hits together to get a nice base and nice outline to start removing material in the center from. It's also very important to keep your tools sharpened. That way you cut through the metal easier and lose a better finish. I will also say something I did on the first side of this is I didn't think this was a hardening steel, but it did harden some. So it was actually damaging my tools and I had to go back and anneal it. So even if you don't think it's hardening, it's best to go ahead and do that. That way you're working with the material at its softest point. Now we need to go ahead and remove this. We're going to heat it up to remove everything, and then we're going to heat our material up a little bit, scrape off all the remaining pitch, and clean it with some mineral spirits just to get everything nice and clean. You can also use acetone or other stuff like that. We are going to be fitting our handle. We want to make sure the blade does not get hot, so we have a rag wrapped around and we are spraying it with water. We're going to go ahead and hot fit this handle block, and then once we get it fit, we can go ahead and take it over to the sander to start shaping it. Here we're getting ready to glue up the leather on the handle, and we did a little bit of prep work. One thing being, we took a ring of leather wrapped around the center, and this will be a raised point on the final piece, and it gives a little more grip and it just looks a little more aesthetically pleasing. The glue we're using is some cheap glue. You can get the Dollar Tree. It's called tacky glue, and it will hold very well. The leather will actually tear beforehand. Ask me how I know. This is the second piece of leather we are doing for the handle wrap, because the first one was just a little short. So, yeah. It holds very well. You don't have to worry about anything. We're just going to go ahead and spread it to make sure everything goes on nice and even. And once we get this wrapped around, there's going to be some overlap, and that's fine. I'm not an expert on this. This is my first leather wrapped handle, but what I did is I took an X-Acto knife and I was able to go straight down where the seam is and cut through both pieces of leather and just remove those and put a little extra glue and press them down. During a peen over the tang, and I'll admit, we accidentally cracked the tang. It's not a big deal. We cut it off, we welded on a mild still and put right up through there and fixed everything, and it peened on better than this one did. So don't make my mistake. Go ahead and put mild still for your tangs and it will save you a lot of headaches. Thank you all so much for watching. I think this turned out really well for my first sword. The engraved cross I'm happy with. The balance point on this is very good. We are at roughly an inch in front of the guard. So very good balance point. And overall, it just turned out really good. And I will be making this all into a single video. So if you want, you can check that out. And I hope you all just enjoyed this. And happy Father's Day, since this will be releasing on Father's Day. I hope everyone has a great day. And I'll see you all in the next video.